Welcome to episode 33 of Talking Shirts. I'm Mike from Hull Car Shirts, and today I'm going to take a look at the 2011 away shirt. Now, very similar to the last episode, I have covered the 2011 away shirt before. However, this one is a little bit different. So if you want to see a different styled review on the 2011 away shirt, go check out episode 7, where I covered Ben Fisher's 2011 away shirt. So this 2011 away shirt is slightly different to the 2011 away shirt that I covered in episode 7, hence why I'm doing it again. We have a JC Services and Sons Limited patch going across the front of the shirt. Now this is a heat applied patch which went over the top of the 2011 away shirts. Now if you can remember back to 2011, we had the Sporting Bet sponsor on the front, so I'll pop that up here for you. And due to gambling laws in France, you are unable to advertise a gambling promotion when in France. And whenever Rovers go across there with a form of gambling sponsor across the front of the shirt, they do either have to apply something over it or have a separate shirt made so that those laws aren't broken. You'll probably see more in recent times, which I think the Super League have put a stop to this now, but a lot of the clubs, and I'll put a picture up, just used to put a little bit of tape over the Betfred logo on the Super League patches. So I'll just put a picture up there so you can see what I'm referring to. That has been stopped now, where they will just have a Super League patch on. I think Bones has to cut all the Betfred off and then reapply it and peel them all off, and it's a lot of messing about, but it is just the way that the gambling laws are applied over in France. So this shirt is very different to the replica version. The replica version had like a grandad styled collar with some buttons in. As you can see, this has got more of a sort of, it's kind of a crew, but it does have a little bit of a divoted V in the front there. But a lot of this has got reinforced stitching in. So there's a piping of stitching here, and there's also another piping of stitching here. Again, just to try and stop the fabric ripping if it does get hold of. One thing that I really like about this shirt is this shirt has actually ripped down where the reinforced stitching is. Now, this reinforced stitching has done its job because it hasn't gone as far as the reinforced stitching. However, it has got a nice little tear in there. So again, that just kind of gives it a little bit of providence to me that this is actually a match-worn shirt. Now, this has got quite a lot of bobbling to the fabric. This is something that was quite popular with the 2010 and 2011 shirts that Cougar made for us. They did tend to bobble really, really easily. Now, I think that again just kind of gives it a bit more providence to me that it has been worn. There's also some reinforced stitching under the arms. So I'll spin this around here for you so you can see. So got some reinforced stitching under here. I will put a close-up picture up so you can see it a little bit better. And then we have the Engage Super League patch, which has been sublimated in on there. I've mentioned it previously. The reason why we don't have this patch sublimated into all of our shirts, especially the replicas in modern days, because the club don't know what competition they're going to be in when the shirt's got to print. Now, it's quite a sad thing. However, it is a cycle that we do need to try and break. If Rovers can be in sort of the top 8 this season, there is a chance that we may see the sublimated logo next season. But if we are teetering in that bottom 4 again, it's very unlikely that we will see it. Back in 2011, it was obviously part of the franchise era, and because Rovers knew that they had the Super League status for the 2012 season, they were able to have this sublimated in. In 2012, it wasn't the case because the competition had a new sponsor that wasn't confirmed in time for when the shirts went into be printed. So there is all sorts of different things that do take precedence when it comes to the applying of these patches. So spinning it round to the back here, this shirt was worn by Blake Green. So Blake Green was with us for the 2011 and the 2012 season. So he did just have 2 seasons at Rovers, but he did go on to make 39 appearances, and in that time he scored 17 tries. Probably one of my favourite halfbacks. Definitely one of my favourite halfback pairings with Blake and with Michael Dobson. I just think he brought so much to our team, and when a club like Wigan Warriors is willing to pay a fee for a player to buy him out of his contract, and then he goes on to win the double in that 2013 season, you can probably tell how special of a player he was. So I do feel really privileged that Blake did actually play for Hull KR. Blake obviously wore the number 6 shirt, which is now a retired shirt. So I think he goes down as somebody, even though he wasn't with us for very long, he was somebody who I am very proud to say wore the number 6 for Hull KR. This shirt was worn against the Catalan Dragons, and it was in the playoff game in 2011. You can see from the sponsor across the front that was the sponsor that we wore while within that game. Because of the condition of the shirt, the way that it's bobbled, I'm led to believe that it will have been worn in other games throughout 2011 as well, without the patch on the front and just with the standard sporting bet. So I'm currently just trying to track down some images of Blake Green wearing this blue shirt to see if I can match it up. This name and number here, you know, the placement, if you sort of see it, the 6 is just under the N and it's nowhere near the G. It's kind of, the numbers kind of a bit more to one side than the name. So hopefully that will help me to photo match this shirt to a known game. Whilst I'm talking about Blake Green, Blake did do an edition of Getting Shirty with Hull KR Shirts, where he spoke about the shirts that he's worn throughout his career. If you go onto hullkrshirts.co.uk, look for the Getting Shirty tab and click on Blake Green's name, you'll be able to read what Blake had to say about the shirts he wore at Hull KR, but also throughout his NRL career. Thank you very much for watching episode 33 of Talking Shirts. Check back in another couple of weeks where I'll be back with episode 34. Bye for now.